I am going to throw away my trash. Your garbage can was full, so I just left it on the counter, but I'm going to attend to it.
This is, I'm like really leaning into having a hellscape for a house.
When does she get back?
I haven't been able to live in squalor since we started dating. Mm-hmm. She gets back in like a week. She went home.
Are you going to clean before she gets home?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Does Tippy go to the bathroom outside?
No.
I don't smell her litter box.
That's so... Susanna's going to be so thrilled to hear that.
I don't smell it at all.
That's such a huge compliment.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, I just got a nice text from Izzy.
Oh, read it into the microphone.
No.
Was it I like your butt?
Nah. It was like very sentimental.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, I should send Susanna a text like that. I'm
Yeah, she likes affirmations.
She loves words of affirmation. That's why she loves you, is because you are really good at words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just did it to me, but you can't do it to her?
No, I do. I have learned. It took 4 years, but I'm now excellent at it. Yeah. Yeah, she likes head pets and words of affirmation. Those are her two.
Addy, what's your jam, love-wise?
What's your love language?
Gifts.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what's your secondary one? What's second place? Yeah, eat the mic a little bit.
I like gifts. I like... Oh, I'm supposed to be...
Sorry.
Okay.
You should be able to hear yourself as well as you hear us.
Right.
And that burp. Was that you?
No, that was definitely Benjamin. Don't
Okay.
try and frame me.
I'm sorry.
How can you not tell if someone's burping while you're looking at them?
It smells like flavorless
know.
tofu from that place.
Yeah, that place. Boo at that place.
Yeah, I liked it, but...
Well, you got something good.
Yeah, I was really hungry.
You know what I just find incredibly insulting? I bought a sandwich there for $9, and it was open face when I got it.
So it's one piece of fucking bread?
It's one piece of
That
bread.
is fucking
and
bullshit.
shit lying on top of it.
That is disgusting.
Well, if you get an open face sandwich, it should be two.
Pieces that just aren't
Yes.
shoved together. Yeah.
Yes.
That I feel so betrayed by them.
Yeah, we should burn that place.
I
to the
actually
ground.
was
No,
it the
don't. I
mushroom
love it
thing
there.
because I almost got that,
No,
but then
it
I
was-
was like worried that it was gonna be they
Not
weren't
enough
gonna.
food. Same here. I thought that I
fucking-
had that same thought.
It was lox.
Oh, you know, I don't
And it
think
was just like 2 pieces of lox and some greens.
Wait, it wasn't even on a bagel?
No, it was on bread.
That
What
should
the
be-
It was a lox sandwich.
That's anti-Semitic.
That's a hate crime for sure.
Yeah.
They only do lox bagels one day a week.
On Wednesdays.
Because why?
The Jewish day, Wednesday. Yeah. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Addy?
I just don't understand how they have a shortage of lox and bagels on
Yeah.
every other day but Wednesday.
Yeah. It's like a pop-up thing, I guess.
I didn't think I was hungover this morning, but after eating, have y'all ever had a hangover that didn't
Kicked
kick in
in
until
later?
you ate?
Yeah.
And then you
Yes.
realized, yeah.
Yeah. I wake up feeling great when I'm hungover, and then it just hits me later.
I
Yeah.
think that's drunk though, isn't it? That's what I always
I don't think I was still drunk because I wasn't still drunk when I went to bed. When I'm still drunk, I stay up. But like when I was still drunk when I went to bed, but I didn't drink for like 2 hours before I went to sleep. So usually the hangovers when I'm still drunk are when I like fell asleep drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I bring wine to bed because I'm
Okay.
like, I'll never stop. And then I just pass out. Yeah. Anyway, fitness.
you should get a wine pillow.
Oh, yeah, that I would die.
It's like a water
What?
bed, but a water pillow, but then fill it with wine and
So
have
like-
a little like a bike tire spout.
Is this an invention that you just came up with?
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
tight. I
So it's like the more you drink, the more you hurt your back when you're sleeping because it sags the mattress. Is that how this works?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I feel like I would drink wine
Not to
in my
Shark
sleep
Tank
and
you,
die.
but yeah,
Yeah.
just like a little nipple,
Yeah.
like a baby falling asleep nursing.
my parents had a waterbed when I was growing up.
Oh,
Of course they
that's
fucking
so
did.
funny.
Yeah.
Were you conceived on a waterbed? Is that a line in your joke?
I did a bit for a while where it's like
That should be
I was
in your The
accidentally
70s joke.
conceived on a waterbed,
Yeah.
which is how you make me.
That's funny. Yeah, and I feel like every comic has to have their like comment on their appearance joke. Like everyone fucking has one. Like Pete Holmes, lesbian Val Kilmer. What's that new girl's name from like Mississippi or whatever? She has the one about
Mallory.
depressed Hillary Duff, Mallory Head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Except Oh, no,
Yeah, let's keep
Hillary
doing other
Duff is
people's
really
bits.
happy now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, ever she got those big ass teeth. She's so happy.
She just seems like really personally fulfilled from her Instagram.
You think so?
She seems pretty happy.
There was,
Are we back to snitching? Is that what
yeah.
We're doing? Yeah.
There was someone.
Hillary Duff.
Hillary-
We're not-
Hillary
we're not
Duff.
talking about Mallory. Jesus.
Oh, yeah, no.
We're talking about Mallory. I was like, damn, this is like very pointed.
No, I'm
Yeah.
like, we can snitch on Hillary
No,
Duff.
yeah, you
No.
can say anything you
I'm
want
with her,
about
you know.
Hillary.
There was someone who I didn't go to high school with her, but she went to like a high school like close by where I grew up, and her name was Hillary Duff, and
Yeah.
she couldn't have a Facebook because they kept being like, "No, you're not fucking Hillary Duff."
That's really good. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a common name. I grew up with a girl at Sacred Heart whose name was Hillary Clinton.
That's
No
funny.
fucking
So
way.
Her name is Hillary Clinton.
That's funny because the actual Hillary Clinton probably would have gone to Sacred Heart if she had grown up in New Orleans.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Well, whatever. Who cares?
I know a dog named Bill Clinton.
Aww.
Yeah.
Is that its real name?
What
Yeah.
kind of dog?
That's his full name.
I
It's
was-
Bill Clinton
yeah.
and then a last name. I won't say the last name because that's weird.
Uh huh.
Okay.
Say it.
Bill Clinton Duff.
All right.
Clinton.
We should actually
Oh,
start.
one last thing. Have you ever considered describing yourself as a hairy mermaid?
Ooh, that's really good.
Oh man,
That's really good. Everybody.
This
go
is to
ahead.
Benjamin for all the listeners.
I would, but
Okay.
I have like a political problem with mermaids in this neighborhood. Just every fucking like horrible like gentrification like party is like we're mermaids.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Also, mermaids just inherently valorize virginity in a way that I find problematic.
What?
Maid.
Oh, because they don't have
The word
because they have
the word is
fins.
maid.
Oh,
Mermaid.
right.
Right. Doesn't maid?
How does maid? Man, what a weird word. I never realized that maid meant virgin. I'm so
Yeah.
stupid.
It does, right? I'm not wrong about that. Maiden.
That's true. I'm mostly talking about Benjamin having long hair, you guys.
Yeah.
Benjamin.
I still think my idea is good.
I agree.
Thank
I
you.
think hairy mermaid is good.
Yeah. No, you're definitely.
Why?
Why do people? I feel like people feed
Exactly.
you
I don't get it.
Why?
your hair.
Yeah, why am I a
obviously.
I think it's
Mermaid.
your silhouette.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was thinking. I was thinking because you have long hair and it probably looks really nice underwater.
Yeah.
It does.
And because you have a certain aura.
All right.
We're getting into the
Okay.
intangible.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You seem like a dumb
Because
bitch.
it feels right.
Who doesn't know what the fuck a fork is?
It's because you seem like a gentrifying virgin.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we have with us Addy Najera here in her capacity as a fitness expert,
Professional swole person.
professional.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had so
A shaper of lives.
I had a 21-year-old man ask me the other day what I did for a living, and I said I'm a personal trainer, and he said, "So, would you consider yourself a professional?" And I was like,
Yes,
Well,
fuck
this is like
you.
for my profession.
You asked me what my profession was.
and I was like, I honestly don't know what the follow-up response to that is.
Yes.
Wait, what did he even mean?
I don't know.
He's 21.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay. He's like, what is a job?
he also asked me if I was thinking about getting married because I'm 30.
Jesus.
Wait, where did you meet this angel?
That's excellent. Specimen.
Canvassing.
No.
He's such a pretty man, but it turns out he was a pretty boy.
Yeah.
I'm sad that now that I'm getting
that's
married,
spicy.
I'm never going to get to fuck someone who's a lot younger than me. Like,
Yeah.
that's still, because I was always so young that, like, I don't know. Now I won't get to ever fuck someone that's like 10 years younger than me and feel like really smart.
It'll be even more taboo if you do it now.
Yeah, but you can't trust them. You know, he'd fall in love
Yeah.
with me and ruin my marriage.
Yeah, it's totally
Sure,
it's
sure.
totally different when men do that, like than when women do that.
Right.
Like I when I was in grad school, I had so many friends who were on Tinder and their lower bound was 18.
Ew.
It's fucking
That's
gross.
So gross.
When I was 24, I had sex with a 21-year-old and I felt like a pedophile. And we were only 3 years apart, which is like the same age, but like they're just. I hate the stereotype that men mature faster than women because like. I mean,
the opposite?
women mature faster than men because
It's just
like,
a justification for predatory.
It is, but it also is unfortunately often true because women are forced to confront so much more. I mean, then there's always like, obviously, if you're comparing someone who's like been forced to grow up a lot faster to someone who like hasn't experienced anything.
Right.
Who's going to be
Yeah, women grow up faster because they suffer more
in general.
Yeah.
And then some women suffer a lot less than a lot of men. But it's just like in general, the women I know are more mature than
But
the
yes,
men I know at a certain
21-year-old
age.
men are very dumb and bad.
Yeah, most of the time. Unless they like don't seem 21. If 21-year-old men seem 21, in my mind, that's stupid.
But they always seem 21 at some point.
They do,
Like,
yeah.
you could be like, he's really mature for his age. He's got his shit together. And then
Right.
all of a sudden, he'll be like, but, oh, you're 30. Are you considering marriage now?"
Exactly. Yeah.
When I was 20, I was like kind of dating a 31-year-old, and we were both very conscious of how fucking weird it was.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
When I was
it
in-
came
Wait,
up
was
a
that
lot.
the lady? Was that the lady that like wanted to have a baby with you? No, that was this guy Elliot that I dated for 3 weeks. Never mind. He dated this older woman who like kept trying to get him to get her pregnant.
Jesus.
No, that I think you're thinking of me.
Oh, really? That happened to 2 people I know. Okay, keep on going. Sorry.
Nah, she's cool.
Yeah.
Benjamin, quit
Sorry.
bringing up stuff that we can't talk about.
Right. Yeah. Like George Clinton, the dog. No, sorry, Bill Clinton, the dog.
The atomic dog.
I wish his name was George Clinton
Yeah.
instead, for sure.
Bow wow wow yippee oh yippee.
Yeah. P-Funk. The P stands for puppy.
Was the 21-year-old? Was he a buff 21-year-old?
He was, but actually, and this is a good tie-in back to fitness.
Bring it.
He like was very self-conscious about his body, and it made me so sad.
Yeah.
He kept talking about how big he was, and he was just like a regular sized man.
Bigorexia kills. That's like a real thing.
It was-
like
it
body.
was-
I've never seen. Sorry to interrupt. I've never seen worse body dysmorphia than on like fitness forums.
Are you talking about men wanting to be bigger?
Yeah.
Did he want to be smaller or bigger?
He wanted to be smaller.
wanted to be
No, he was like
okay.
he like thought he was too big. He
Gotcha.
like thought he was too thick, and I was like, no,
yeah.
you're the right size.
Right. And then, but I think that
Which
you're
is
also
every size.
exactly, yeah. So but there's no. So you think that weight loss is like you think intentional weight loss is bad, right? Or you don't think it's
I
bad?
personally don't want to consider intentional weight loss for myself. I'm not saying that anybody else shouldn't or should do anything. I think in general that coming from like a mind frame of wanting to lose weight is more detrimental in the long run than like putting your energy into other things.
Right.
But I'm never going to like prescribe it to somebody else.
Right. But if they
Everybody's-
come and if they're like, my doctor told me to lose this amount of weight, you'll be like, I'll help you gain muscle and get healthy and let's see what happens kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people up at the front, I'm not a weight loss specialist. So if that's your number one goal, I could probably find a better trainer for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more concerned with strength training, mobility training, and like just getting you into really liking exercise.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that when I first got into working out, like the transition from like, because I wanted to put on weight, like that was my main goal. Because I just like shed weight if I'm not consciously trying to put it on. I know everyone does, but it sucks. It sucks to be like 125 pounds when you're,
Yeah.
you know, that you get.
Shut up.
No, I mean but you're shorter. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. And then I started changing my mindset from like the scale, like weighing myself every day to like just watching numbers go up on lifts and like really focusing on getting stronger. And that was like, that's when I started enjoying it. Yeah.
And I think like just from this conversation alone, you can see everybody's got a different idea of what they want to look like and what is a compliment to them and what's an insult to them. And like, I just feel like getting away from body talk in general avoids that.
Totally.
Like when people give me compliments all the time that they think are compliments that have nothing to do with what makes me feel good about myself. So like I have people tell me that I look thinner, or I have people tell me that I look bigger. People say that like my muscles look bigger. Some like people love commenting on my body all the time. And it's like you don't know what a compliment means to me. So it's like, why even try to guess? And I think for me, at least with my like body journey or whatever bullshit you want to call it, I kind of had like a similar trajectory in terms of like, first I was like, I just need to eat better. And then eating better turned into, okay, fewer calories. And that turned into, let's measure macros. And then that turned into, okay, the food doesn't matter quite as much as your strength training and your lift numbers. And then I was like, well, now I'm basing my self-worth on my lift numbers. And it's like, it just kept going from one self-worth number to another that was outside of myself.
Totally. And then you get injured and then your lifts go down and you're like, I want to die. Yeah.
And then it's like, if you have a bad week and your lift numbers go down, you have a bad self-esteem week.
Right.
I just don't want to even tie those things to my self-worth.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
And I feel like...
So what externality do you tie your self-worth to? How do you live in the world if you don't have something? Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole idea of intrinsic self-worth,
right.
is that you like find joy in the process of working out and, finding different kinds of like outside goals. I focus a lot on mobility because I just think that's going to help me in the long run more and keep me as like a stronger functioning human for more years. And it's something you can work on forever.
Yeah.
You don't ever like max out on shoulder mobility.
I'm so inflexible. Yeah. Like and I get more inflexible every year. I'm like on like a bullet train towards being made of glass when I'm 80 or whatever.
No, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And then of course sometimes I have to like consciously be like, okay, you are not your shoulder mobility. Like I'm not like a worse person because like I can't get my overhead shoulder mobility where I want it to be.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You said your body journey or fitness journey, your fitness journey earlier.
I think I said body journey,
okay.
But I regret it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to admit that I think that ultimately, like, you're correct to not do body talk, and like, I wish that I could not care about that. Did you always not care about that, or did you learn to not care about it through this?
That's why I don't want to ever prescribe it to someone else, because I don't know where other people are on that, like, in that place. And you're going to change. Like, there was a time where I was like, I want to talk about what I eat all the time.
Right.
I want to weigh everything that I eat. Or I'd be like, weight's not as important, but I think I would be more ideal 5 pounds lighter.
Right.
Like, I definitely felt that way and talked about it. And now I'm like, man, I regret that so much. But also, all I can do is keep going.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, man, I'm a shitty person for ever thinking about weight ever. Because we all think about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I can be just a more positive presence for people, that like at least I can help the people who are struggling with that.
Yeah.
So my main goal is not to shame people who think about weight and food, but to make the people who are trying not to feel shame not feel shame.
Right.
That would be a pretty funny goal, though, if you were like, I got into personal training.
So to shame people.
That is why a lot of people...
literally why a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
because they're projecting their own self.
Y'all don't understand female fitness culture. Yeah, y'all have never had to be immersed in it.
I think there's a lot of people out there who are like, it's not that hard.
Right.
You just have to be more self-disciplined.
And there's a lot of people out there that are very, like, even people that consider themselves body positive now because it's a corporate, thing that you say that you're body positive. And like Bar 3 has like women who aren't like whatever. They've got women on their videos, they're like corporate videos, who are like body positive sizes. I'm doing quotation marks because there's no way to say this other than they're not skinny. You know what I'm saying? But then when you go to the classes, everyone's talking about clean eating and being thin, and everyone does care about being thin.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I think that the attitude of you're not trying hard enough, or it just like goes totally hand in hand with like capitalist ideology and like bootstrap ideology and people like libs generally in the United States fucking hate whenever anyone like implies that there are material conditions that prevent you from doing whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now that any woman and any man who's ever struggled with like body image or weight or anything is trying as hard as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Is trying far too hard.
Yeah.
Like for a long time I joked that like my business model would be just like try less hard, like do
I love
less.
that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one thing that everyone can benefit from physically is just like, and emotionally, just do like a little less.
Right.
And make the stuff that you do a little bit more meaningful and kind.
Yeah, I mean, and like this is something that I've seen. Like basically, the more seriously I take something, the more oppressive it becomes. If that makes sense. Like with writing or with stand up, like as soon as I start to feel even remotely capable, it becomes this just like infinite treadmill of misery and like trying too hard. So I think that's really smart. Yeah.
Have you encountered anyone that's like thrown off by you not being like a like super fucking corny, like high energy? Like when I think of a fitness trainer, there's like a couple different archetypes that I think of, and like funny, mostly negative person isn't like.
You're not mostly negative.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I would say you probably know me in a very different context than like as a business professional. So if like somebody I don't know comes to me, I'm probably not going to be like,
Roasting them.
fuck everything. Everyone's stupid. You know.
What was the gross out show you ran called?
Oh, liquid ass.
Yeah, so I don't think of like liquid ass
Yeah.
type person as.
You don't mean negative. You just mean like goofy, ironic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Addy.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you guys probably know me more in like a sarcastic,
Liquid ass
comedic
kind.
way.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like come to my liquid ass show, baby boomers suck dick or something.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure there are some trainers that make a lot of money, like being mean to their, like it's like a dominatrix
Yeah.
kind of thing, but that's not your business model.
no, yeah, and
We're doing a
would-
terrible job selling you.
Yeah, I want to be very clear. I'm very nice and positive
Right.
to all my clients.
Yeah.
That like my whole relationship with clients is just being whatever they need for them. And I've had a couple people who definitely, sometimes people say they're interested in strength training, but they actually do mostly just want cardio and weight loss, but they kind of veil it in some sort of like,
I want to be strong.
yeah,
Right. The,
like
the whole strong is the new skinny.
Right.
Just like
Which-
displacement
but
of
also
yeah.
skinny.
and those people, you know, our sessions go fine, and then I don't hear from them again, which is fine because, you know, if I'm not the right fit for somebody, there's somebody else that's better for them.
Yeah.
for sure. But the clients that I have a lot of like, I have a few very loyal, wonderful clients, and that's pretty ideal for me.
That's awesome. I'm just thinking about my own body
you.
image issues.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I think about all the time.
Yeah.
It's like my own body and things like that.
Yeah, I just don't even know how to lift a weight or what to do.
But like, why would you?
Right, that's true.
Like-
but how do people without an Addy start? I don't get it. They just go in and someone tells them? I don't know.
So I've also wondered this same question because I didn't know how to start either. And I did some internet research and tried that, and then I was like, okay, well, at a certain point, I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
Right.
it's like I think I did when I first started. I was like, I would run on the treadmill and then like do some crunches, and I was like, man, this blows. Wow, this is boring and sucks. It's painful, and I feel no feelings about it. And I ended up just asking a friend. I was like, what do you think I should do at the gym? And this is just a stroke of luck. She was like, let me write you a 3-day program.
That's nice.
And I was like, damn, that is a nice thing to do. And I realize now that I'm very lucky that I have a lot of like body awareness because, I knew how to do a lot of that stuff, or at least I could look it up and intuit how to move through it. But that can be just as intimidating for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. I would love if people would ask me things like that. I mean, I'd probably charge them a little bit, but
Right.
I would still do it for them, you know. I usually do like $15 for a take-home workout, or like
Oh, that's
a
nice.
takeaway workout, something like that, where I just hand them a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. But
I still have like a couple pieces of paper you handed me, and I'm like,
Nice.
yeah,
I
sweet.
still think about my shoulders when I run because you were and like keeping my head like this and not like that because Addy was telling me a lot
Mary
of
Devon was doing selfie chin and then double chin chin.
Yes.
That's what those two head movements was that she described.
What was the?
So
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
a lot of people naturally do the like try to push their head out so they don't have a double chin, but you're supposed to have your shoulders aligned.
Turtle head.
Which is right. Yeah. I didn't know. And so I try
Most
to
people
do
have
that.
a forward head position.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, makes sense. You want to lead with your face.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they teach you in boxing class.
Lead with,
with
your
your
face.
Yeah, I 100% was an internet. I like tried to learn everything on the internet and then inevitably got hurt a bunch, and I was just lucky that I didn't get horribly hurt.
I remember being like, okay, I don't know what any workout is, and then like you like look something up, and it's like a 500-pound like jacked dude doing something, and you're like, well, that's not what I'm good. Like,
That's not what happened. Yeah. I mean,
that guy could eat me.
Yeah.
Like,
that's another reason why it's so important to have like more representation in fitness photos and materials and things like that, and just having like regular sized human beings doing work, because the way your body looks does not determine all what you are capable of doing.
Totally.
Let's just like get that out there, because it's insane that people actually think that. If you have like things that are difficult for you to do, it is not because of the way that your body looks. That's just not what it means.
as someone who like does not at all follow MMA or like particularly know anything about fitness, I'm always wrong about who's gonna win a fight. If it's on TV, I'm like, oh, that guy
Yeah.
is fucking gonna destroy the other dude.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one who like looks like a
Yeah.
like gorilla human is gonna like kill this guy. And then like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck they do that shit.
Yeah,
MMA is so cool.
that's because they're leading with their face, man.
Have you done any like fighting training?
I did Kung Fu for a few months.
Hell yeah.
Which was awesome. It was so fun. And it's another great like fitness avenue that really respects the individuality of people's bodies and doesn't require them to like kill themselves or do things that they can't do.
I want to do Kung Fu.
It's so fun. It's really, really fun. And there's such a strong mental component of like remembering moves and like just getting into a zone with it. And they work on mobility a lot in Kung Fu.
Is it expensive?
Yes.
Yeah, all that combat stuff tends to be really expensive, like boxing gyms and stuff.
So I teach classes and do personal training at the Shaolin Do Kung Fu place over on
interesting.
St. Claude. And I think they're really reasonably priced, and they're super nice people, super nice, like regular fighting badasses.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there groundwork in Kung Fu, or is it all standing?
I don't know what that means.
I just mean
I took 3 months of Kung Fu.
grappling or wrestling, like in jiu-jitsu or whatever, where you're on the ground.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
Okay. I'm just curious.
I did in high school because I got kicked out of school and then went to like a fuck up school where you could get like credit for anything.
Rad.
So I got my gym credit by like taking like a kung fu type class. It was like
Nice.
a mixture of like Korean shit. It was called Kuksul Won.
Oh.
But they like, I don't know, my legs hurt for like a year
Yeah.
Damn.
from that
Yeah.
place. Like I think it was just too fucking
Yeah.
much.
I don't have the mobility to do any of that shit.
But I
can't
could like
kick
jump
above my
up
shins.
and kick and shit. And I think about the
Doesn't
shit I
mean
could
that
do.
you can't though.
No. Yeah, I mean, it just like the barrier of entry. It was talking about being like anxious about getting into something. I'm the least flexible person I've ever met. You know,
How much time a week do you think you spend on flexibility?
can I use negative numbers?
Okay,
Yeah.
so what you're telling me is like the equivalent of me saying I am such a terrible filmmaker. I don't actually try to be a good filmmaker, but
I think
I'm really
that-
bad at
that-
it.
You are a fucking garbage.
I'm a
ass
horrible
director.
filmmaker.
I think that analogy is a little bit flawed because there are definitely people who do zero mobility work who are, and by people I mean most people.
Yeah,
Where,
and,
like,
and there are also people who are innately good at filmmaking.
I think most people who are flexible have, at least at one point in their lives, done work to be flexible because it sticks
so
around for a long time.
There's a lot of people who are innately flexible. That does not mean they're mobile.
I don't really know what mobility means.
So mobility is flexibility with strength, basically. So like I can get my shoulder all the way past my ear if I go overhead if someone pushes on it, but that doesn't mean I can get it there on its own. And once it's there, it doesn't mean that it's stable and strong.
Okay, I gotcha. So strength without mobility is dangerous, or
flexibility without
Flexibility
strength.
without strength is dangerous.
Oh, okay.
And most people have difficulty getting strong without mobility. If you're not mobile, it's difficult to develop strength. Because
Why'd you start doing this? Like, or like, when did you decide that you were like, I'm gonna devote like a lot of time to this. I'm gonna be a professional.
When?
Yeah, why? I guess.
Okay. I just started working out, and this is a terrible answer, but I was like, man, I'm kind of naturally okay at this, and there's not a whole lot of things I'm naturally okay at. So I was like, maybe I'll just keep doing it, and then my like mood improved so much.
Yeah.
Like I just became a much happier, much stable person. It was really life-changing how much just more emotionally stable I became. That I was like, I'm going to do it all the time. And I already wanted to quit my job that I had. So I just decided to try and make a career out of it.
Well, yeah, and your job before was killing cats, right?
Something, though I would say that's 10% of it.
Even 10% is pretty high
Yeah.
for a job.
I mean, that's not a fair characterization of veterinary. I don't know.
I worked at a veterinary hospital.
It's not fair to be like cat murderer when
There were
no.
dogs.
someone
too.
has to kill. Someone has to kill the animals when someone asks them to.
yeah.
Yeah, it was more like a hitman than anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna
Contract
die
killer.
somehow.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think that. So you are a murderer turned personal trainer. Is that right?
If we're sticking with murder as the description of a
Of a vet
veterinary
tech.
technician,
That's a hill I'm willing to die on.
okay,
Yeah.
then I am still a murderer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry to make light of that. I know, like, that takes a huge toll on mental health. Like, people who work in veterinary medicine have, like, a disproportionately high suicide rate. So.
It's true. It's mostly veterinarians.
Not the techs.
I'm not well paid enough to get the emotional effects of the veterinary medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had an experience where you were like, I don't want to work with you, like with a client?
Like egregious, not just like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not a good fit. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Does anyone ever shit themselves?
During my session? No, but I can't wait.
Thrown up?
No.
Peed?
You need to stop
Nothing?
working out of
No.
school.
What about
I'm-
like farted so bad that you were like, I need to walk away for a little bit?
No one's done that, but I am always hoping that somebody will pee during a big lift.
Oh, that would be
It's
great.
so funny to me. I would be fine if it was me.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of focusing so hard on something that you pee. It's so funny.
Yeah. That happens in powerlifting all the time.
I
Yeah.
peed at Sector 6 on a trampoline.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
High five.
What?
Weak pelvic floor for me.
That's like saying I have a weak filmmaking ability. You know,
What, a weak pelvic floor?
You got to work on your pelvic floor. Yeah, it's
all right.
So
yeah.
actually, the pelvic floor doesn't really. Yes, that's important.
I mean,
but
I was very drunk.
sometimes you just pee.
Yeah, I was really drunk and full of pee, and I could tell a guy was about to dump me. And
Jesus Christ.
And we were at Sector 6 for my friend's birthday, and he didn't want to go. And I was like, he hates me. And I was jumping, and I peed all over myself, and I couldn't tell him. So I was in Sector 6 with a bunch of children washing my tights out in the bathroom.
Nice.
Like a crazy person. Then I put on wet tights.
What
was
is
horrible.
Sector 6?
It is a trampoline place for children.
It's not for children. It's for adults too.
Well, yeah, it is. My friend who is an adult
Like
had
laser
her birthday.
tag is for adults too?
I've only
Exactly.
been there as a nanny, and
Okay.
yeah, people pissed themselves, but they were tiny
The
little
foam pit got
babies.
closed down because there was blood in it when I was there. So, yeah.
See, I didn't like all the way pee, but every time I jump on anything, I pee just
A little bit. I
Yeah.
all the way peed. I let out most of my bladder.
Yeah, no. I think what happens is like I forget my pelvic floor and then just like close it up real quick.
Yeah.
But you can't catch it all.
Yeah.
I think
Opposite of
I
Pokemon.
hate having to piss so bad that I just always like piss.
Yeah, it's a very.
So
You hate having to piss?
I hate it.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, I hate having to piss when I'm not like by a bathroom.
Yeah.
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 I mean, just even the feeling like if there's some piss in my body, I'm gonna get that shit out of my body.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna accidentally
I'll stay asleep when I
pee
have
a
to
little
piss
bit.
for like 3 hours. I need to be better about that.
I went to the doctor because I was worried about my health because I was peeing so much. And they were like,
I've done that.
do you drink a lot of water? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, drink less water. And I was like, I thought you were supposed to drink as much water as you could. And they
Yeah.
were like, not
No.
if you're peeing all the time and you go to the doctor for it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I always have to piss, but I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm always drinking coffee and
Yeah.
then getting dehydrated and then drinking water and then drinking alcohol and
Yeah.
then drinking water.
It's really hard to like plan your life around your liquids, but I feel like that's what being an adult is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
So when it comes to you're the only trainer that I've ever heard of who doesn't give anyone any advice at all about like how they're even like you won't even tell someone to stop smoking cigarettes, right? Like you're gonna ignore.
Well, I mean, I'll give people advice.
No,
but
I
I'm
just
not
mean
gonna
like
tell
you
them
won't
what to do.
right, but you're not gonna be you don't shame anyone for smoking cigarettes.
I mean, what am I gonna do?
Right, that's
like
true.
if-
The most addictive substance known to man. Like just one finger wag.
They do that at like gyms and stuff. They'll be
good.
like, "Well, you should quit that," and I'm just like, I mean, I know,
No
but I do
shit.
feel.
I
Yeah,
mean, if someone says, "Should I quit smoking?" I'm like, "Well, yeah."
yeah,
I have no
I
response to
think
that.
you already know that.
right.
I mean, it says it on the box.
yes.
Like, I think I'm probably as effective as a cigarette box at getting someone to quit smoking.
You're filled with cigarettes.
Yeah. But if you're going to smoke anyway, you might as well also exercise.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
One doesn't like cancel out the other. There's like all these articles. What did they say that like sitting is the new smoking
yeah.
or whatever?
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, it just,
You can do both at the same time.
yeah. Sometimes you sit, sometimes you walk.
Right.
Just imagining someone like sitting down and like having a cigarette and then just some like LA fitness fucking person just coming by just smacking them. Like,
Never
will do
sit
both.
again.
I will say that sitting and smoking are both extremely cool things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you look really cool doing both. I
Well,
would say.
sitting, I don't know. Standing looks cooler, I think. That's not cool. Michael's doing
that's
a cool
slumping.
sit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not a cool guy.
I am a cool guy.
Spreading your
I'm so
legs.
cool. Look at my jeans. They're so small.
My jeans are so small that they're jeggings.
Oh, they're not even jeans.
My
Yeah.
jeans are the right size no matter what. And I learned that from Addy Najera.
Are you wearing? No, you're wearing leggings as well.
I'm wearing old leggings. They're practically threadbare. But I was only planning on going to City Donuts today, so that's not my fault.
That was Addy forgot that she was doing this podcast, which makes me feel better because we were late to our own podcast. So
That's true.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I forgot to eat.
This is episode 2 of 3 that we're recording today.
Oh, great. I can't believe I forgot about the podcast and I still had to wait
On us.
Yeah, shit is very unprofessional.
Yeah, this was the first time that for the first recording. This was the first time that MD and Benjamin got here before the guest got here. So I've had a lot of like awkward water sipping conversations with people I don't know.
It would have been super awkward too.
Yeah, no, we're buds.
Yeah,
for sure. but-
Usually we bring booze, but it's so daytime. Like sometimes we start in the daytime,
so daytime.
but it was 11 a.m. when we got here.
I'm actually kind of impressed because I was expecting alcohol, but I'm glad that we didn't do it.
I don't think I need it. I think, and Sue doesn't feel like someone who drinks at 3 p.m. So I feel
Oh no,
like
you got that wrong.
Who are you having?
Sue
after this?
Mobley.
Oh, sweet, awesome.
yeah.
I wish I had an alarm clock that was just you saying it's so daytime. It's so daytime.
We could make that.
Yeah, it's like the Mr. Okra. Have you seen those? The Mr. Okra keychains. Rip.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to a real one. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say rip.
It's because you're not on the internet enough, I think.
Well,
You hear things. Oh,
I would
guess.
say I'm on approximately 3 hours and 58 minutes a day.
You guys,
so.
you got one of those screen time monitors?
I do.
Wait, which one do you use?
I don't know. It just started happening.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
never
like-
didn't turn it on or anything, and now every Sunday I just get to know.
Yeah.
It reminds me. One time I was watching a bunch of Netflix on my phone because I didn't have a computer,
Yeah.
and like I just been like in bed watching Netflix on my phone all day, and then it popped up with like, you need to rest your eyes. I was like,
An
damn.
ambulance is on the way.
Ignore. Fuck that shit.
What are you doing?
I'm having like a minor stroke where I can't remember which button is the low power mode button on my phone. I found
the
it.
battery.
It took me- I know. I just didn't know. No, but thank you for your help. Yeah. Laser tag. That's what we were talking about.
Sector 6.
Sector 6.
Yeah, we were
It's
talking
not
about-
laser tag. It's fucking.
We were talking about how
trampolines,
Sector
man.
6 is definitely for adults.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a lot of adults go there with their other adult friends, and
Yeah.
it's no big
It
deal.
fucking sucks to go there as a nanny because you can't do a bunch of like cool flips and shit because you have to watch a
The children.
dumb little
Oh,
fucking
do you have
kid.
to pay?
No,
I mean,
yeah,
the-
anyway.
Oh, you just go like in,
Well, the
on
parents would
sides?
always pay. I don't do that anymore, so
No, but do you pay for yourself?
yeah.
You do?
I don't know. No,
No,
like
they
they
would
would pay
pay.
for like me and the kid.
Yeah.
That'd be ridiculous
But,
to be like,
like-
take our kid to Sector 6.
No, but like, so when every time I've gone, they have like adults on the side, like watching their kid. Mm-hmm. And then their kids are jumping. I assume that the parents aren't paying for like
Oh.
a pass.
These
They're just
these
watching.
kids were like too small for me to not be like right
actively,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I couldn't even go like do cool flips.
Can you do like?
Yeah.
Can you bring like a skateboard deck without the wheels and do like little kickflips? That's like my favorite.
No, someone would get hurt.
Well, trampolines are the most dangerous things known to man. So yeah,
Mary Devon's a Sector 6 chaperone. So she actually
narc.
pays to go and just scolds children who are already there with
Well,
other
she's
parents.
actively pissing her pants.
I just clipped the shit out of the mic. Sorry. Yeah, that's funny.
It's really fun to jump into the foam pit.
It is.
It's so hard to get out.
It's really fun.
is.
The best thing to do if you have to go there with a little kid is to just
Throw the kid in the foam pit and go
well
about your
that they
business.
let you do that,
Yeah.
but they discourage you like holding the child above your head like a basketball and jumping into the foam pit. But you can do that,
That's
and
really
it's
fun.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I went, I bought the socks that they offer for like $3 or whatever because I was like, well, I'm gonna want socks. And then the very first thing I did was just like trampoline jump into a foam pit, and like as I got out, I was like, well, there go the socks. I was like, how many socks are at the bottom of this foam pit? This,
It's
like,
not even a foam pit. It's just a pit of socks.
it's such a sock scam.
Can we go to Sector 6 right now? I think
I
it
would
would be
love
really
How
We
have,
should.
How have you all been there and I've never even heard of it?
We should take Molly and go.
Ooh, let's get kicked out of let's get arrested. That would be,
Molly?
So for my
Molly, like do drugs. I thought you meant like a
My-
friend.
we better
Fucking
bring Molly.
dweeb. She's so fun. My original plan for my 30th birthday was to do the Sector 6 lock-in,
Ooh.
which is it's an overnight lock-in for 40 people.
Jesus.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, Jesus.
You can't even can you even drink or what do you do?
Literally, the only reason I didn't do it was because too many of my friends smoked cigarettes, and I didn't want them to have panic attacks.
Yeah, I would hate you forever.
Yeah.
When I think of a lock-in too, I just think of like middle schoolers like trying to finger each other.
Yeah.
Like that's
Adults can finger too.
Yep.
We know that from MG's comedy.
especially in the foam pit.
Yeah.
I was just really excited about sleeping on a trampoline.
That would be
Yeah.
tight. Yeah.
I actually was visualizing myself sleeping at the bottom of the foam pit.
Yeah.
Like a dead mermaid or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think it'd be more fun to do like a 4-hour lock-in and not like an overnight. That sounds like a lot of money.
Since we've already had a on mic conversation about it, we should get Paul to have a kinky salon thing.
That's really fun. Yeah.
That would be an interesting group of people. Like half would be like, I'm just here for the sex, and everybody would be like, I'm here for the ninja warrior. And it'd be really hard to combine those two
The
things.
people that were there for both are an impressive bunch, though.
Absolutely. I love the ninja warrior course. It's so fun.
Wait, they have one at Sector 6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you fall into
Wait,
foam.
where is this?
Metairie. Oh, Harahan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You would love it.
Is it the
You
old
should
kids
go.
sports? I think it used to be. What was that place called? I don't know. It used to be this big warehouse place that you took your kids.
Discovery Zone? No,
Maybe.
that's in Metairie.
Yeah.
I'm
I used
not
to
from
love
here,
Discovery
so
Zone.
I don't know what was in Harahan 25 years ago.
They had a great indoor skate park that I think was in Harahan called Down South Skate Park. They had like a huge vert ramp. It was lit.
They actually have 2 trampoline parks, just so you know. There's
Oh.
Sector 6 and there's Sky Zone. I've never been to Sky Zone.
Sky Zone.
Where's Sky Zone?
I think it's right near Sector 6.
It's in your heart.
Yeah.
So I know you like said you're trying not to like tie any like self-worth into like externalities with fitness, but do you want to like get as strong as you can, or are you just like there's a level I want to just be comfortable with, which is like a capable, strong person?
I definitely want to be super, super strong. That would be great. But I also don't want to pin all my hopes and dreams on whatever as strong as possible means.
Yeah.
I have learned to go like a little at a time and set shorter term goals rather than longer term goals.
Yeah.
So like, first go for it.
I was just gonna say the people who dedicate their lives to pushing up numbers, and like 80% of powerlifters are injured, like all of them.
Yeah.
So it's just like that is a cruising for a bruising, and that's something that I've been really trying to figure out is like what am I gonna use as like an incentive.
Cruising
right now,
bruising.
that's what my dad used to say when he threatened us with domestic violence. But he never hit us. Anyway, shout out to
Yay.
Steve. Anyway, but yeah, what was I talking about? My other than childhood trauma?
Powerlifters, 80% are injured.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I'm trying to like routine has been the only thing. Like I find routine very comforting, and so that's been the thing. But yeah.
And like you have to think about timeline. Like, what's your timeline? Is it by the time I'm 35, I want to be, deadlifting 2.5 times body weight, or by the time I'm 80, do I want to still be a functioning human being?
Right.
Like, and like both of those goals are totally fine. It just depends on what you prioritize. Right now, because I have an ankle injury, my priority is getting back to 100% and starting to squat again. So
What would you say to someone whose main goal is to have the like D'Angelo like sex lines?
the little hip dips.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cum gutters.
I would say it's really up to God whether you have those or not.
Yeah, it really is
Yeah.
genetics.
There's
yeah.
nothing you can like do.
Yeah.
Because if you got them, then it's about getting as lean as
Yeah.
possible.
Super low body fat, and
If you don't got them, then no matter how lean you get,
you'll never have a place
nothing's
to put
gonna
all
be
that
flowing
cum.
down those babies.
Well, I take up no space, so I'm lean, but I don't have them, so it's
It's genetics.
I'm not gonna.
Sorry,
You're never
buddy.
going to have the
Yeah.
cum gutters.
I think that you could. I think that you could do
Yeah.
it. I believe in you.
Do you think that's a healthy goal to have?
To get them,
To get cum gutters?
The V lines.
Yeah, the D'Angelo thing.
Let's
Yeah.
just call
Pink has them too.
Interesting.
of course she does.
Pink was born with them, I think.
Yeah.
Pink is actually half D'Angelo. If you didn't know.
Also, shout out to D'Angelo and the Vanguard. Great. Doing good work these days.
Who was it who said I liked Pink better when she was black? Because that was the funniest thing I've
That
ever
sounds
heard.
like a
and I
Julie
can't-
Mitchell joke.
Yeah, but does anyone remember when they all thought Pink was black?
No.
What?
What?
Though she sounded black, and you couldn't tell
you
by.
couldn't see her face.
Yeah, you couldn't tell by looking at her. Like, look up her first video. She
Back
just
when
has,
we didn't have the internet.
yeah. Even in her first video, everyone was very tan, and she had. Yeah, she looks black. See, she could. This is just getting more racist, but she could be black in that video.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yep.
Yep,
Never
I
mind.
thought Pink was black.
She's very.
She was
got
obviously
a lot
pink.
of makeup on.
It sounded crazy when you said it, but
Yeah.
yeah, like one video search. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first video I saw of her.
Race is it's a social construct.
Well, and not. Pink is white.
And not also, yes.
And also not.
And also,
And
it's
very much not.
right. It's a social construct, but you can't just decide that you're that. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, y'all. Pink has a great little V cut.
I loved Pink when I was in
too.
like middle school.
Misunderstood, that album. Love it.
What was that one where it's a music video where she's it's like a western, it's like an old western, and she
Oh.
like beats everybody up, and I was like, this is like my jam. Like as like a 12-year-old, I was like, yes.
Yes, queen.
It was actually the first time anyone had ever said yes was by me, and when I was 12 and I saw a Pink music video.
Yeah. All those. Yeah. Paris is Burning, appropriating
The
Addy
remake
culture.
of Lady Marmalade, that video did.
Lady Marmalade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pronounce it Lady Marmalade?
Lady Marmalade.
Marmalade.
Yeah.
They do it wrong in that fucking
They
song.
say Lady
They say
Marmalade.
Lady Marmalade
Yeah.
in that song.
All right. Well, I fucked it up. Anyway, I was paying more attention to Pink and everyone else in that video.
Lady
that
Orange Preserves.
Yeah. Real lady. Strawberry jam.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Lady Marmalade.
Lady.
I mean, the whole.
Anyway, back
that's-
to you being wrong.
That story wasn't going anywhere other than like me being 12 and being like, they're hot. That's the whole point of that
God,
story.
Lil Kim. Oh man, God bless Lil Kim. She was in that. She was so cool. She's had a rough life. Anyway, fitness.
Yeah. We came prepared for this, all of us. But we knew that we
I've
knew that you were
exercised
coming.
a
and we
few
felt-
times. You
Yeah.
know, that's like what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm actually like trying not to talk because I talk too much about the gym. Like people make fun of me. You guys have made fun of me before, but other
People have made fun of me too,
Yeah.
and then I like made it my job, and people were like, "It's okay now."
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like people perceive it as virtue signaling when really it's just like it's like any other hobby where you get fixated and
You think about it a lot.
yeah. Yeah. So
Especially if it's like the thing that brings you a lot of joy. Like, just you can talk about that.
yeah. My shoulder hurts.
But I think people definitely like project some of their insecurities when you talk about.
Oh, for
if
sure.
you like talk about the gym, it might feel like a little bit of a personal threat for people who feel bad that they don't go to the gym. Which there's nothing you can really do about that other than like just like assure people
Make the
you're
gym more approachable, which is what you're doing.
Totally.
Yeah, or just like, I don't know. Maybe investigate why you feel so threatened by people talking about the gym. Also.
Probably because you're weak.
I don't know. I think like I've never felt threatened. I feel more threatened by you talking about not hating your body. Honestly, like that threatens me more.
I think that it's a really scary idea, letting go of the constant worry of your body. And like fat phobia is a real thing that people get attached to. That you can like build a lot of your life around the fear of becoming fat.
Right.
But I think a good way to get out of that cycle is to surround yourself with images of wonderful fat people. I don't know. I think just being able to see beauty in different bodies can take some of that fear away.
That's a process, though.
It is. Yeah, for sure. I'm
Yeah.
not saying like do that and then you're fixed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's just, I think that it's hard. I think everyone, or at least most people I know who aren't horrible people, like, believe that people should be treated well and that fat phobia is a real thing that is, like, actively oppressing people. Like, people aren't getting proper medical care and people just are unable to feel okay in the world without people, like, basically shitting on them for this thing that, like, isn't actually anyway. So like I just think like the hardest part is convincing yourself that just like not to care about weight. It just feels, especially for people that have control issues, I think it's it's a big.
And I think I always thought like if I stop trying to be skinnier, if I like give up on that fight, then I'm actually giving up on myself, and who knows what will happen.
Right, exactly.
I think it's pretty hard for people to sort of divorce like the idea of like confronting fat phobia and being body positive, like from just sort of like being like, well, fuck everything when it comes to like my body. Like it's hard for people to be like, I want to be healthy and also not have it tied to all of these like horrible things that society says.
Right.
Something that I really love about a lot of your comedy bits is that you articulate what?
Nothing.
Because I said comedy bits instead of bits.
Yeah.
That's context for the listeners. Anyway, something that I really like about a lot of your bits is that you articulate the self that you like, an aspirational self, or like what you know you should think or whatever, like what you think that you should think or what you would ideally think, and then you also articulate what was actually going on. And I think that a lot of people feel like they, in order to be, I don't know, like I feel like you can still have all this internalized self-loathing about body stuff and still be like a positive force in the world.
Right. Yeah, I try. It's really hard because I know how other people see me and how I see myself are different, and I really hope, I'm sure I have accidentally, I really hope when I talk about body image issues on stage, it doesn't make anyone feel bad. And I do try to do that where I'm like, this is all me. Like, no one should feel bad about themselves. I don't think that but it is hard because I know that, like, there is someone that's just like, well, if she feels bad about herself, I should definitely feel bad about myself. So that's why I try not to talk about weight. I try to just be like, I saw a picture and I hated it.
Yeah.
But.
And I think I think that's why a lot of people relate and appreciate your comedy so much, is because you do this hilarious like self critique and almost like immediately after making any joke, which is very funny because everyone does that in their head. Like they'll say a thing and then immediately in their head be like, that might have been wrong, or maybe it wasn't. Actually, you know what? It's fine. Yeah. You know? And you just do that out loud, and it feels so familiar and comforting and right. And you're like, we are all crazy. Like, who knows what we're talking about? But I also think that's a good reason, like, it's a good example of like why I don't proselytize any certain type of way, because we're all really just trying to figure out what works for us.
Yeah, and I really love, but I think that when I say threatened by your lack of body talk, I think I mean challenged in a positive way. Like, it feels uncomfortable to be challenged because it's challenging me to be like, oh, when I see a friend that like is getting bigger arms or like a muscular back or getting thinner, I will tell them that. And it's making me think like, I probably shouldn't unless I know that they've articulated to me that that is their goal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if someone's articulated to me, like, I'm doing this because I want to look a certain way, I feel like that's a different situation than just making an assumption.
It's like congratulating someone on being pregnant before they've told you that they're pregnant. Like,
exactly.
Because like, I love it when people
think that you're pregnant.
That I'm pregnant. No, like when I like, you know, like when people comment on like my
gains.
changing body, yeah, or whatever.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I've done it to you too.
Yeah.
And
Nice
I'm not
pubes,
like
Michael.
Thank you. They go all the way up to my chin.
My changing body.
I'm not like immune to compliments
Right.
or anything. I just always get nervous about a compliment.
Everyone wants to hear that they look hot, but
Yeah.
but you don't want to be like you don't want to feel like your body's being dissected, right?
And I've had someone tell me like, "Ooh, your butt's getting bigger," which is like a huge compliment for me. I'll just be very open about that. Like,
Right.
a huge compliment. But at the same time, it immediately made me insecure because I was like, I thought it had already gotten big. And I was like, did it just start?
Yeah.
So it's like any kind of mention about my body brings me back,
yeah.
into my head of like this like dialogue I have with myself
Right.
all the time.
That happens to me too. The other day, I get weird compliments at work all the time because I'm always eating at work, and like coworkers will be like, I don't know how you stay thin because you're literally eating every time I see you. And I'm like, ow, I am hurt. And then, yeah, people like love to comment.
so unnecessary.
It's like a very woman-centric and French-centric workplace. And French people think it's hilarious how much I eat because I'm an American and I'm constantly eating.
Right.
And they just eat like one piece of lettuce and they're just like, oh, I'm so full.
I
yeah.
have
All the
one-
cigarettes.
But they love croissants, and that's very true.
Oh God, those Frenchies love croissants.
They do. They love smoking and croissants. It's all true.
I have one person in my life who, every time he sees me eating, says, "Oh, is that what trainers eat?"
Oh my
And I'm like, and he means it as like a joke,
Right.
Like he's like, "Ha ha ha," and I'm like, "Yes, because I'm a trainer and I'm eating."
Yeah.
Like, you are making this assumption that because I'm a trainer that I only eat certain things.
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah, you brought donuts like a.
I made myself sick
down-ass
on
bitch.
candy yesterday. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I know you've been saying like this whole time, like you don't want to tell people what to do, but do you have any, I guess, advice on just like gym etiquette, like for other, like if you're like how that should function as like a social space? Because so much of what you're saying, like revolves around like trying to get people like comfortable there. Like in a like trainer client way, but is there a just being at the gym with other people sort of guideline you think there should be? Because I'm sure a lot of
well-
people are pretty shitty about it.
Like, shitty about what part? But like
Transgressions of like decorum in the
Of
gym.
decorum, or just like saying like inappropriate things to other people.
People
I don't know.
do not. I mean, in my experience, like the expectation of people being shitty and the amount of people that are actually shitty, like it's so many. It's not a thing. It really doesn't. People are generally pretty chill. Sorry, I know you're asking the expert and not the moron, but yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I value your opinion.
Thank you.
As someone who goes to the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think everyone needs to go to the gym. Like, I think that there are a multitude of ways to move your body in a way that you enjoy and things like that, and they don't all have to happen in a particular space. But if you're somebody who wants to like the gym or like wants a like public exercise experience, because I mean that's what you're doing at the gym, you're going to be around other people to some extent. I would say just like do something you like there to start off with. There's no reason to, if you're like, I want to go to the gym all the time, and the way that I'm going to make myself go is to do all these things that I absolutely hate, and it's going to be a huge slog to go, and I have to stay for an hour and a half, and it's a huge bummer, and I hate it, but I'm going to make myself do it. Because that is, you're not going to go.
Right.
You're not going to go. I can tell you right now. I would
Or you're
going to
go once and then be so sore that you're never going to go again. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would start by having just different expectations, like realistic expectations. If you're completely new to the gym, expect to go for 20 minutes. Just go for 20. Like if you already have a membership, then it doesn't matter how long you spend there.
Yeah.
Go warm up. Like if you like the treadmill or if you like the bike or something, do that for 10 minutes, do a little stretching, and then get out of there. Mm-hmm. Like, just like acclimatize yourself. Acclimate? Acclimatize?
Acclimate.
Get used to it. Just like get used to it, get into a habit, and like do something that you like. Make it a positive experience for yourself, whatever that means.
Okay.
I can't.
I am like rethinking joining a gym now.
Yes.
All right. What's the best way to get jacked?
What's the best way to get jacked? Only steak, and you have to pull your own car. You have to get a chain, strap it to the bumper, pull your own car like 10 miles, and then just only eat steaks raw.
How many pull-ups can you do?
I can do 6 in one session.
That's
one
amazing.
sitting.
Wait, like with your hands facing like forward or the...
I can do either one.
Wow.
A chin up or a pull up or a neutral grip.
Damn.
I hate to be.
How many can you do?
Oh God, I wasn't about to fucking be like I could do.
I was really.
I was so sure
I was
you were
really
gonna be
hoping.
I can do
7 months.
No, probably less than 6. But we're running low on time. We got 15 minutes until the next episode.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So, any
You
final
should plug your business.
plug your
Strength
biz?
Palace.
It's called Strength Palace with Addy. You can check online at strengthpalacewithaddy.com. The email address is also strengthpalacewithaddy@gmail.com, which is way too long. It's really stupid when you try to write it into the box and you're like, it's still going.
You should get Strength Palace with Addy at strengthpalacewithaddy.com.
Ooh, that would be good. Maybe one day.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.